One of the biggest challenges we find in Europe, specifically in Europe, and I'm going to talk about the UK and then a little bit about further Western Europe, and a little bit in Eastern Europe actually, but governments are fundamental to driving change. Okay, so let's look at the UK. We've released the UK electric car scheme, which makes it very accessible for people to get electric cars. You'll see Teslas all over the road at the moment. That's because all the benefit in kind is purely around carbon emissions. You can reduce the carbon emissions of a vehicle, you pay less for your car. So obviously there's been a huge uptake in this. But they've not done the same with hydrogen. You look at a place like California. If you buy a hydrogen vehicle in California, you then essentially get free fuel for the lifetime of that car. In some areas, it's limited to 2 years, but there's an incentive to make sure people want to move into greener energy. So governments have to drive this. Years ago, I would have pushed tier ones such as Toyota. You need to make the demand, the supply and the demand via vehicles. They exist now. Hyzon are making vehicles. It's there. We just need to serve it. So really, it's just understanding that, we've got some fantastic businesses out there at the moment, and some of the challenges we're finding within Haskel is actually refueling stations aren't simple. Anybody who's involved in refueling stations on this call, who's listening to this, will be feeling the pain of installing stations. It's not a simple task. So you'll now start to see lots of companies out there who are transitioning into really core technology. So whether that could be ITM pushing heavily into electrolysis, you could be looking at Haskel, looking at compression. So really, we're in that unique spot at the moment that allows us to sell a full refueling station with the compression at the heart. So really, there's clarity required from the international market. You see what's happening in Germany with their products. We really need to follow these wave makers of governments in different areas across Europe and the world.